If you're preparing for the new TOEFL listening, the biggest trap is not vocabulary, not different English accents, and not even speed. It is time per question. In the free official practice tests, there's no real timer for each question, so it feels relaxing. However, in the real exam, the timer is strict. And I personally lost a point in the real exam because I spent too long thinking about one question and ended up with 5.5 out of 6 in listening. Let me show you how this time trap works and how to avoid it. So how much time do you actually get? On the new test, some questions give you about 20 seconds to answer. Some give you about 30 seconds. In the old TOEFL, for one lecture or one conversation, you were given around 10 minutes to answer 5 to 6 questions together. You could spend longer on one question and shorter on another. Now, you don't have that flexibility. When the timer hits 0, the test moves on to the next question, even if you're still thinking. If you don't decide inside that window, you're done. The question is gone. So why do people get simple listening questions wrong? Let's look at the choose a response type. You hear a short question, you see 4 possible replies, and you choose the most natural one. On paper, it looks fine, but the correct answer is often indirect, not a literal repeat. For example, the question might be, do you want a hamburger or some fried chicken? And some of the answer options would be like A, my mother loves good food. B, well, I'm on a diet. Your brain freezes for a second. Wait, is it A or B? You stare at the screen, time keeps counting down, and suddenly there are 2 seconds left. By the way, you only have 20 seconds for this kind of choose a response. So what can you do immediately? Here's one very simple habit. Repeat the question in your head while you look at the options. Why? It keeps the target meeting active while you're evaluating the answers, instead of drifting to something random. In practice, you hear the question, do you want a hamburger or some French fries? No, fried chicken. And then you repeat to yourself, do you want a hamburger or some fried chicken? Do you want a hamburger or fried chicken? And then you visually inspect each answer option. This keeps you moving instead of freezing. If you're taking the new TOEFL 2026 and want extra practice, timing, and scoring guides and updates as we collect more real results, there's a link below this video. Fill out the short form and I'll send them to you. Next question. Some short conversations can also be tricky. There are 2 speakers and it's easy to either A, forget who said what, or B, mix up the man and the woman's content. For example, the man might say something like this. I forgot to submit my assignments. And the woman may say something like this. I talked to the professor today. She might still accept it. And the man might say, well, but I wrote a letter to her last time and she said she wouldn't agree to do this for me. And the woman said, well, she was probably in a bad mood. And suddenly, you might forget which sentence belongs to which person. One practice tip I give my students is draw a small table with 2 columns. The first column is man, the second column is woman. As you listen, take simple notes in the correct column. This gives your brain a clear anchor so you don't mix speakers when the question's asked. What does the woman mean? Or what will the man probably do next? All right, next question. What about the longer listening parts, like announcements and academic passages? Announcements are usually very templated. The questions are often, what is this announcement about? What should the listener do or remember? This is usually not where people lose most of their points, as long as they know the basic patterns. The academic lectures feel similar to the old TOEFL lectures, but instead of 5 to 6 minutes each, now they're mostly within 2 minutes. The same listening question types are still valid. Main idea, detail, inference, function, attitude, and so on. Popular topics like business, biology, art, and sociology are still there. I'll share more detailed practice for these in later videos. So for the new TOEFL listening, remember, 1, time is the real enemy, not vocabulary. 2, you must decide inside the 20 to 30 second window for each question. 3, practice with a real timer, not just the free practice without per question timing. Listening section is the only section with per question time. In my next video, I'll talk about a writing trap on the new test. So if your exam is coming up, make sure you don't miss it.